Alehouses, taverns, inns, and public houses. A brief history of drinking and leisure in early British history. The consumption of alcohol in the form of beer and wine was commonplace in British society dating back to 43 AD. Alehouses, taverns, and inns became the center of English society's leisure time activities, granting people of all classes a place to eat, drink, and be merry. The Golden Cross is formally known as the Cross Inn and was originally established in the 12th century. It is one of England's oldest taverns that still exists today. These locations of public inebriation encouraged, according to Jennifer Bishop, recreational drinking, sociability, and good fellowship. They were places of musical arts and entertainment. They were loud and full of laughter as people enjoyed their ale. In some cases, they served as meeting places for subversive activities against the crown. In the 1500s, the crown grew weary of these places of public inebriation, as they become the focal points of English society. Everything from disorderly behavior looming large to fostering political dissonance of the lower classes found their home in institutions of public intoxication. But how did they come to England? They arrive in England in 43 AD because of an invading Roman army that built roads and wine bars. The wine bars dotted the towns and served legionnaires on the march. The Romans refer to them as tribunæ or wine shops. These primitive establishments laid the foundation for alehouses, taverns, and inns during the 16th and 17th century. After the fall of Roman control to the Anglo-Saxons, alehouses, taverns, and inns survived with a stark distinction that they were places of lodging and not public intoxication. Edgar, the Anglo-Saxon king in 970 AD, tried to decrease the number of these institutions by introducing a drinking measure referred to as the peg, which means controlling the amount of alcohol one consumes, hence the saying, taking him down a peg. A variety of purposes including recruiting men for war. This is dated back to 1189 and is thought to have been used to recruit men for King Richard I's crusade. Inns and alehouses. Taverns and alehouses offer food and drink to their guests, both traveling and local, whilst the inns provided lodging and accommodations for traveling merchants, social dignitaries, court officials, and even the weary traveling pilgrim. King Henry VII of England in 1552 passed an act that required innkeepers to acquire a license to run a pub. After this act, all these locations come under the blanket term public house or pub. Yet, despite the efforts of the monarchy, by 1577, 17,000 alehouses, 2,000 inns, and 400 taverns existed throughout England and Wales. And according to multiple sources, beer was consumed by everybody, man, woman, child, rich, poor, and visitor, because beer was cleaner than water. Well into the Elizabethan era, pubs and drinking in general remained a constant staple of English society. According to Keith Thomas, drinking was imbued into the very fabric of social life and lent its hand in nearly every public event, private and ceremonial. One of Queen Elizabeth's clergymen, William Harrison, had 200 gallons brewed every month. In 1684, duties were collected on a total of 6,318,000 barrels of beer, each containing around 30 gallons of beer. These duties were collected from England and Wales.
Pubs, taverns, and inns are widespread throughout the English countryside today, each with its own unique history. The origins of these establishments reach far back and have developed greatly over the years. During this long history, much was done at these places of gathering, whether it be catching up or plotting the next rebellion. These taverns and other such places were always a hotbed for the exchanging of ideas. While many laws were passed and various rulers attempted to control them, these establishments were always present and a perfect way to see into the mind of the common man during this era of British history.